you're not following the blueprint that God designed for us to be successful at building anything, that's probably, it can be, more than likely, be the reason why you're not seeing the results that you want. If you're new to the streets and you want to be successful on recruiting duty, but you feel like there's something that you're missing to help you develop and find the success that you want, keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets that will help you be successful. And be sure to stick around for the bonus secret at the end that I'm going to share with you at the end of this video. When I first got started as a recruiter, I struggled, but it wasn't because I didn't know the steps MC3 or how to use the system. It was because I didn't understand the principles to building anything. And in reality, that's what we're doing out here, right? We're building something new for ourselves. But you also have to realize that what you're building as a co-laborer with Christ. And that means that the blessing that he's going to bestow on somebody else's life is going to have to flow through you. And because of that, it's important that we understand that God has already given us the blueprint to build anything successfully. And if it worked for God, it will work for you. Man, I've seen it time and time again. When someone shows up on recruiting duty, they have hopes and dreams. And I do believe that anyone that comes out here desires to be the best at what they do. But as soon as they start facing opposition and some friction, and they start getting a lot of no's, they start saying things like, man, I'm not good at this. I don't want to be here. I wish I was back in the fleet. Or the worst one of all is F these kids, right? And then we start cursing the very people that we want to come enlist with us. And then we wonder why we can't find anyone that wants to work with us, right? So the principle that I want to make everyone aware of is that disruption always follows intention. And we find this in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So what does this tell us? This tells us that God faced opposition when he set out to build the heavens and the earth. So if God faced opposition, what makes you think that you won't face opposition when you set out to build your business on recruiting duty, right? So as you start getting going on your prospecting activities, you should expect more no's and yeses. Now, you should learn to love the no's, because to me, I believe the no means next opportunity to grow, next opportunity to learn, next opportunity to succeed, right? And to eventually be ready, so that the next time I stand in front of someone who truly needs my help, I've already developed myself and I've gained the skill set that I need to truly bring value into their lives. And I think that we need to learn to bring order. We need to learn to bring chaos to order and to find a strong motive to keep moving forward, because the next passage of scripture says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. And so I'll ask you, what moves you? What inspires you to keep going? What is the inspiration that you need to seek new wisdom? And let me tell you something. When you learn to push through the darkness, the chaos, the disorder, and you seek God for help, he's going to help you with, enlighten you with something that will move forward and help you get real results. And the reason why I say that is because if God placed you in the assignment, then he has already put everything at your disposal in order for you to succeed at that assignment. And so it's super important that as you move forward and you're going out there and helping people, that you lean on God to enlighten you and bring awareness of the resources around you to help these people, but also to help enlighten you with new wisdom, right? Wisdom being a new skill set that is going to help you bring value into other people's lives. Now, that brings me to secret number 2, principle number 2, which is segmentation to completion. This principle, I believe, is more about the establishment of a new habit pattern. Something that I feel plagues most recruiters, especially as they get started on recruiting duty, and that's the habit pattern of procrastination. I know. Out here, procrastination will kill you. Through God's creation, through God's account of creation, you see that he saw all the tasks he had assigned for day 1 through to completion, right? So you never see him start day 2 with tasks left over from day 1. No, he followed each day to completion. And the scripture says, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. That's in Genesis chapter 1, verse 5. Here you see God not only seeing everything through to completion, but also he's completing everything in the order that will bring upon the foundation of everything that he's going to build on top of. So this foundation also includes systems, which we'll talk about next. And if you ever wondered why the scripture says that it was evening and then morning, and that was the first day, well, that's because in God's economy, everything always goes from dark to light. So if you're facing some adversity out there and you're having a trouble, right, bringing order to your day and learning how to self-govern and bring chaos into order in your life as you're on recruiting duty, I'm telling you, if you follow God's blueprint, everything will start to fall in line the way it needs to, because God has already perfected his blueprint for us. And if we follow his example, we will also get the results that he achieved. So, okay, let's talk about systems, right? Because that's principle number 3, secret number 3, which is delegation and automation. Let's talk about the systems. Now, I know you heard that word time again, right? System. It's probably been drilled into your head hundreds, if not thousands of times. And what I'll say is that when they tell you to use a system, they're referring to you using what's called the enlisted recruiting process, which is a process, not a system. Those are two totally different things. Oh, and by the way, Macris is not a system, it's a software, right? So when they tell you to use a system, what they're actually telling you is to develop your own system of automation and delegation that will help you put your results on autopilot. Now, I'll say that having a system of automation and delegation is incredibly more beneficial than having the hustle and the grind, right? Now, I'll tell you from experience, the hustle and grind will only result in one thing, and that's you being grind up, right? Hustled out, being grind out, and burning out. Sometimes when you try to hustle and grind, you end up so burnt out that sometimes you don't even know what hit you, right? And I'll say that if you find a way to build a system of delegation and automation that's incredibly more beneficial, it's a leverage that you can use to multiply your results. That's how God built, that's how God designed everything to multiply on the earth. And so as recruiters, we have to learn how to leverage it to our advantage. So here's how God did it. In Genesis 1, verse 11, it says, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, let the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Here you see God building systems that bring forth a yield. That tells me two things. Number one, God cares about production. Number two, God is really good at building systems that bring forth production, right? Why? Because his systems of production have been producing for thousands of years. So you see God building first the grass, then he brings forth the herb that yields the seed, that then yields the fruit, that then yields the tree, that yields the fruit after its kind, right? So what that correlates to for us as recruiters is a referral system, a lead system, right? A system of seeds of transformation that we have planted in the lives of those who reproduce after its own kind. And when I say that, I'm referring to you as a recruiter. So the question is what kind of fruit will be produced out of the seeds that you've been planting? I mean, that's a good question. Are you planting seeds of doubt? Are you planting seeds of faith? Are you planting seeds of progress? Are you planting seeds of fear? Are you planting seeds of success? Like, all these things matter, because there is nothing that we do in life. There is no thought, no deed or action that will not bear fruit in our lives. And so you have to ask yourself, what systems as I'm going through my day as a recruiter, am I building a system for myself that causes my progression and the progression of the lives of the people that I serve? Or am I building a system of regression that just keeps putting me in the hole, putting me in the hole, putting me in the hole? And so that's a good question to ask yourself, which brings me to the bonus secret the bonus principle that I want to teach you. But I just want to say that if you've made it to the end of this video, I know that you're serious about success. I know that you're serious about progress, but also that you're serious about becoming successful and changing the lives of the people that you help. So that's a big deal, and I hope that you take that and you use everything that you're learning here and you do something with it, right? Okay, so this bonus secret, that's for everybody that's stuck around, is the bonus secret is that on the seventh day, this is the principle, on the seventh day, God rested. Now, this secret, this revelation, I believe, sheds some light on what actually packages everything together, everything that God built to accomplish the purpose for that it was designed for. And the secret to on the seventh day God rested is that he worked for 6 days and rested one. But I know there's some of us out there that got it flip-flop, right? We work 1 day and we rest 6, and that's just not the blueprint. And so if you're not following the blueprint that God designed for us to be successful at building anything, that's probably, it can be, more than likely, be the reason why you're not seeing the results that you want. And so God modeled that for us in a way that I think is super impactful, and I want to show you what God did on the seventh day, on the day that he rested, that is, I believe, the purpose behind the seventh day of rest. And I think it will shed some light on potentially how you could use your day of rest to your benefit. So in Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, it says, and God saw that everything he had made, and God saw everything he had made, and behold, it was very good. This shows us that on the seventh day, God observed, he reflected, and he acknowledged that what he had created, what he had done was not only good, but it was very good. So as you reflect, as you take your day of rest and you reflect on your week of productivity or your week of creation, that you ask yourself, can I honestly say that what I did this week was good? But not only good, was it very good? And I promise that if you discipline yourself to learn, understand, and apply these principles of success, to apply the principles of success, the blueprint that God left behind for us to create anything successfully, that you will not only find success as a recruiter, but you will also find joy in what you do as a recruiter as you co-labor with Christ in his purpose for the lives of the people that you serve in your life, in the purpose for your life, and in the purpose that God has for the Marine Corps. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found value in today's video and the message that I brought to you today, I encourage you to leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video with someone that you feel will find value in what you heard today. And yeah, man, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the community of recruiters that are out there that are really striving to make a difference in other people's lives and use this time that God has allowed us to be on a platform of influence to shape and develop the young minds of the future generations of the Marine Corps, but also to build the kingdom and build the kingdom in the way that God designed it to be. So, man, I really appreciate you guys. Stay blessed, stay faithful, Semper Fi.